bunch of stiff assholes who are going to, like, you know, really feel proud about the work that they're going to do that nobody's going to listen to on CBS because we're keeping journalism done the old-fashioned way. And at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of Zionist propaganda for Donald Trump under the leadership of Barry Weiss. But that is my prediction for how he ends his career, and I think that's a explanation for a lot of what we're seeing here.
It's a very great point, and it's a great prediction. I think that there's a very good chance he ends up working with Barry Weiss, who he publicly defended, right? After so many people criticized the ridiculous amount of money that was paid to Barry Weiss and the Free Press to basically come and take over CBS. So either way, pretty crazy. And that's not all. Matt Taibbi, has been on a tear, boomer posting. As you can see here, he's like just arguing with not only random people like this guy, but also just like Grok. He's like, responding to people that are talking to Grok in his replies and saying, this is idiotic, one of the blah, 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 yada, 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 all this crap. It's just so cringe to see. And as Kyle says here, he's doubling down. The same right-wing idiots who defended edgy jokes for a decade as soon as the joke isn't about black or trans people, revealing they're all fucking snowflakes. The exact snowflakes that they pretended for years to be against, that they pretended for years to hate. So it's good to see Kyle not only double down in that way, but he also doubled down by posting this AI-generated picture of J.D. Vance and his new bride, Erica Kirk. So again, doubling down, not giving a fuck, not relenting in the face of this pathetic attempt at a cancellation from all these triggered, whining snowflakes on the right. Pretty funny stuff. I have some more people pearl clutching like Matt Walsh, but do you have any reaction to Kyle doubling down and responding in this epic and hilarious way?
Oh, that's Kyle Kulinski for you. I love it. And yeah, he's going to post through it, right? I love that about Kyle. He does not care about the backlash. You are not going to get to him. You're not going to pearl clutch him or woke scold him. He's been through it all before. He's never deleted a tweet ever. You can still go back and read about who's hungry. Deep cut for anybody who hasn't figured that one out. But yeah, Kyle was craving Cheez-Its back in the day. You can read about those tweets too, right? The dude's, and I respect the fuck out of that for Kyle, right? Because I am the opposite kind of tweeter. I tweet and then delete and then tweet and then delete. I actually haven't been tweeting very much recently. I've been putting myself in timeout. I realized it's not very healthy to tweet constantly, and I was really going down that rabbit hole. So I've been, taking a step back. But Kyle, he's never ever deleted a tweet ever, even if they flopped, even if they aged poorly, even any of that. It's all out there. You can see it all. And so I was not surprised to see him be like, fuck you. You think you can intimidate me? You think you can shame me into relenting? I will double, triple, quadruple down and not give a fuck.
Yep, Kyle really is a legendary poster. Someone referenced the beans post about Nancy Mace. That's a lot of beans, you nasty ass bitch. So the dude is just, he's
He said we could put that on his gravestone.
that would honestly be appropriate because as smart as Kyle is and as intelligent and articulate and good as analyzing the news as Kyle is, he's also just an amazing.
Why am I even doing this show? Have you noticed that, none of the Democrats are even fighting back against Trump's illegal war in Venezuela? Only Ro Khanna. There's, less than, you could count them on one hand, the number of Democrats who are like, you know what, this fucked up. Let's not do this. Most of the Democrats are fucking quiet. There was a memo from Democratic leadership saying, don't oppose him on the Venezuela stuff because low-key, they want to also overthrow Maduro. But here, Maduro is funding the Democrats. You're just a liar, Alex. You're just a liar. Just like you fucking lied about Sandy Hook and pretend the kids are crisis actors. The fucking parents are crisis actors. The kids didn't actually die. It's bullshit. And that's why you lost $1.5 billion in a fucking lawsuit that you're not paying because you're a fucking deadbeat also. But you're just a fucking piece of shit liar. That's all you are.
This is bigger than USA. You cut that off. Exactly. You're saying if you were president, you're looking at this, you see why Trump's doing it.
Yes, there is a vital strategic interest for Americans.
Oh my God. Could you imagine looking at a situation where inflation is skyrocketing, unemployment is skyrocketing, we're in the biggest economic bubble in literal history. This AI bubble is 17 times bigger than the internet bubble of the early 2000s, 4 times bigger than the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis and Great Recession. You're looking around, you see that, you see innocent people getting rounded up and shipped to a concentration camp in El Salvador. You see fucking, the Epstein files being withheld. You see Trump crypto scamming his own supporters and doing all these little business grifts and doing pay to play for pardons and commutations. You look around, you see fucking warmongering all around the world, and that's your reaction? Oh yeah, if I was president, on the top of my list would be invading Venezuela and regime change in Venezuela. They're all the same, man. I'm sorry, they're all the same. All these conservatives, any virtue signaling they might do, oh, I'm different on this issue or different on that issue, at the end of the day, it always collapses back to being the same fascist bullshit. It always does. It always does. And by the way, I got a lot of problems with the Democrats, the mainstream of Democratic politicians, the leadership and stuff like. I got a lot of fucking problems with them. But let's not fucking kid ourselves. At least they're somewhat connected to reality. At least you know under Democrats, they wouldn't be spearheading an illegal regime change war in Venezuela. They wouldn't have cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. Okay? But the right-wingers do. And all these assholes, no matter how much they pretend like, oh no, I'm standing up against the man, I'm fighting back against Trump. Oh, look at that, falls right back in line like the little bitches they are. But they're not in politics to try to improve lives. That's what you need to understand. They're not in politics because they want to improve people's life. If they were, both of these idiots would talk about Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, for example. They would talk about raising taxes on the rich. They would talk about getting rid of medical debt and getting rid of student loan debt and having free trade school for people, right? A 4-day work week. Let everybody join a union so they can have higher wages and better benefits. If they actually wanted to improve lives, they would talk about that shit. But they're not, because they don't care about improving lives. They just don't. They care about fucking towing the party line, and now the party line is, let's attack Maduro because he's a threat to us, even though everybody knows he's not.
Controlling South Central America and the Caribbean. You go to Iraq to make a democracy. You go to Afghanistan to make sure women can vote. This is about making sure that in South America we have, across the board, by the way, it's not even just in Venezuela, it's across the whole board. All these governments that are doing trade with China, they're doing trade with China, and that's the basis of a future strategic relationship.
How did they get that? How did they set that system up? Mutual fucking diplomacy and negotiation and agreement, treating them like serious human beings, treating their countries as legitimate. Fucking, doing the Belt and Road Initiative and helping build out their fucking infrastructure as opposed to what we do, which is put a fucking gun in their face and say, do this or else. Gee, I wonder which relationship is going to be stronger in the long run. The one where one side gives you money, props up your infrastructure, and makes a deal with you, or the side that points a gun in your face and says, I'm going to kill you and your entire family if you don't let us steal your natural resources and your oil. Gee, I wonder, in the long run, which one works out better? So I'm sorry, we're just being outdone. We're just being outworked. We're just being outplayed by China. They're just smarter. They're just better at this. They're able to build power and influence, and they're able to do it by building shit and making alliances. Whereas what we do is blow shit up and force people to submit to us. So, I mean, this is just low IQ shit. This is just flat out low IQ shit. They act like it's not even a possibility to do negotiation and diplomacy and actually make deals with people, right? They act like, oh, it's unsustainable to do that. Fuck are you talking about? Of course it's not. Of course you're able to do that. But they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And they don't give a fuck about international law or human rights or U.S. law. They think that shit is a joke. And it's like, okay, you want to live in that world. You think you want to live in that world, but you actually don't. Because the second the U.S. is no longer one of the top superpowers and we're the fucking victim under somebody else's boot, you'd be crying for the refs. You'd be crying for some semblance of international law. So I don't think we need to watch anymore. You guys get the point. I mean, this is pathetic, right? I hope all the right-wingers out there realize the bait and switch that was done on you. I really hope you realize that. You got all, Trump's running. He says he's America first. Oh, I'm going to cut inflation. I'm going to keep your jobs here. Really? Fucking hundreds of thousands of jobs have been shipped overseas under Trump. Hundreds of thousands. Inflation has gone up. He says, we're America first. We're not going to send you to stupid wars. Well, what are we doing now? Multiple stupid fucking wars. And all these people who were huffing and puffing and saying, oh, I'm different than MAGA and MAGA sold you out, they're right there too to sell you out. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.
Hey, thanks for clicking this video. Just a friendly reminder, this is a clip from my previous live stream, and if you want to catch me live in action so you can join the conversation, just remember I live stream Sunday through Friday. That's 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm going to post the time right here because I know some people don't want to Google. So nevertheless, go ahead and enjoy this video. All right, so when it comes to my voice just kind of squeaked. Once again, I'm a little sick here, so just bear with me here if my voice kind of cracks a little bit. But it is crazy to see what Zoran did in New York based off his platform, based off him being brown, based off of him being Muslim, and calling himself a democratic socialist. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look that up real quick. But for him to win the way that he did is historical. Even the turnout numbers, even the amount of young voters ranging from all ages, from all ethnic groups, it is historical. Even if you don't like him or his policies, you got to put some respect on that. You got to put a little respect on that. And when it comes to his victory speech, which I watched a little bit of it last night, and then today, well, depending on when you're watching this, it was amazing. And I don't say that lightly. His victory speech was damn near perfect. Okay, all he was missing was the dramatic music in the back, and that would have been perfect. I mean, he talked about the working class people. He talked about being a mayor for all New Yorkers, the power belonging to the people, protecting all communities, not just Muslims, not just black folks, all communities, and standing up to Trump, calling him out, and